Breaking news coming in at this point in time. Situation in the Army hospital in Srinagar worsens. Doctors declare emergency and order immediate evacuation of the ICU patients. 20 critically ill patients in the Army hospital ICU are to be airlifted. A special air ambulance has been sent to Srinagar. Emergency sounded as the generator stretched. Fear of secondary infection also intensifies. The part of the military hospital is still underwater. Well, this is the latest that we are in fact getting in from Srinagar, where the situation at the Army hospital in Srinagar is reportedly grim. The doctors have in fact declared an emergency and ordered the immediate evacuation of patients in the ICU. 20 critically ill patients in the Army ICU, in the Army hospital ICU, are to be airlifted. Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant now joins me live for more. Gaurav, take us through the situation in the Army hospital in Srinagar. We understand that doctors have in fact declared an emergency situation.
An emergency alarm has been sounded in Srinagar at the Army hospital, and this is because of hygiene conditions deteriorating. Water is still standing at the hospital, and what makes the situation worse is that the generators are stretched. So the Army has taken the command decision that 20 critically ill patients in the ICU, they will be airlifted to either Chandigarh or Delhi, depending on weather. Because it's raining in Delhi, they may land in Chandigarh. Preparations have been made for both. This is to ensure that there is no loss of life. They will be airlifted from the Badami Bagh, heli-lifted from the Badami Bagh cantonment, and then airlifted in a special air ambulance that is being sent from Delhi.
Right. Also, Gaurav, at this point in time, we're given to understand that given the fact that waters are in fact receding in Srinagar, the threat of an epidemic looms large. Also given to understand that medical supplies are in fact in shortfall.
You are spot on there, Rishika. There is clear and present danger of waterborne diseases. In fact, while Army, Navy and Air Force doctors have fanned out in different parts of Srinagar to give as many tablets, chlorine tablets and medicines to people as possible, there is a big need to send in civilian doctors from across the country and for civil administration in Srinagar to gear up and help out these doctors from outside, so that special dispensaries can be set up to give medicines in various localities, or we are staring at an epidemic. That is what doctors fear here in Srinagar.
Right, Gaurav Sawant, thanks so much for that live report. Gaurav is going to continue to track developments from ground zero, and of course we're going to continue to track the medical conditions at the Army hospitals. Also going to continue to bring you the latest on the epidemic threat that looms large, and of course relief and rescue work that is in fact underway. Now, flood waters have started to recede in Jammu and Kashmir, giving rescue teams a chance to reach tens of thousands of villagers stranded after the heaviest rainfall in the state in the first half of the century.
We have just been able to rescue ourselves from this hospital. We had come here to shoot, and then we got stuck here. This is a team of people, my own crew, our own colleagues here with us. Ashraf Saab is with me. We've actually gotten stuck in this melee. We were trying to escape from one place and then got stuck into this hospital while covering these floods. With great difficulty, this NDRF team has come here and managed to rescue us from this hospital. Look at these people. These are the NDRF men who came to us and rescued us with great difficulty here. It was a dramatic rescue. We called them several times, and after listening to us, they finally came in and managed to rescue us. There is a lot of difficulty while rowing these boats. This is one of the tragedies of this entire incident. We were covering these floods live, and here is how we got stuck ourselves. With great difficulty, we have been able to come out of this entire situation ourselves. Look at this. Some females also with us. भाभी, आपके साथ क्या हुआ था? कहाँ थे आप?
सैटरडे पे बहुत ऐसे
हम
सैटरडे से हैं सनवारा हॉस्पिटल में। वहाँ हमारा बच्चा बीमार था। वहाँ कोई भी नहीं था, कोई डॉक्टर नहीं था, कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं थी, कोई ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हुआ हमारे बच्चे को। वहाँ 15 बच्चे हमारे सामने गुजर गए। हम कल रात 8:30 बजे वहाँ से निकल गए किश्ती में और कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं थी, कोई डॉक्टर नहीं था, कोई ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हुआ हमारे बच्चे के साथ, ना कोई खाने के लिए कुछ था। हमने ग्लूकोज पिया।
Look at this. My colleagues are with me. Ashraf is with me. Ashraf, what happened with you? Ashraf, tell us what happened with you. Ashraf, tell us what happened with you. What has happened?
You can see this is the one of the biggest hospitals of the valley, the biggest maternity hospital where patients from all across from valley come here. Even from the Banihal patients come over here. But completely this hospital has now changed in a building like there is no one, there is not any facility, there is no any patient. Everyone has been evacuated. Even when we entered in this building, we have seen that still people are trapped there who are being now rescued by these NDRF people. We will talk to one of them. Sir, यहाँ पर जो आपका रेस्क्यू चल रहा है, इसमें आपकी प्राथमिकता क्या है?
सर, रेस्क्यू करना हमारा प्राथमिकता है और हम सिविलियन को सारे को रेस्क्यू जो फंसा है उसको रेस्क्यू।
अभी तक कहा जा रहा है राजबाग का इलाका, ये जो इलाका जहाँ पर हम हैं सबसे मुश्किल इलाका है।
हाँ, मुश्किल इलाका है।
तो यहाँ पर अभी तक लोगों की हालत कैसी है जो आपने देखी अपने आंखों से?
हालत सर बहुत गंभीर है। तो कई लोग 4-5 दिन से फंसा है, तो भूखे प्यासे हैं और उनका हम रेस्क्यू कर रहे हैं।
You can see
That's how we have been able to escape from this situation with great difficulty. Me and my colleague Ashraf, we were covering these floods, got stuck ourselves in one of the buildings. Now, with great difficulty, we've been able to come out of here.
Well, that was Ashraf Wani and Shujaul Haq themselves battling the deluge. They got stuck at a building while in fact they were reporting on the flood situation in Srinagar. We're going to continue to bring you the most exhaustive and extensive ground reports from Jammu and Kashmir. Well, flood waters, remember, have started to recede in Jammu and Kashmir, giving rescue teams a chance to reach tens of thousands of villagers stranded after the heaviest rainfalls the state has seen in the last century. But there is some good news for those who have been trying to connect with their loved ones who are stranded for over a week now. In Srinagar, most of the telephone operators have restored connectivity. Apart from Aircel, Vodafone and Airtel is also working now in Srinagar, is what we're given to understand. Data services of Aircel are also working. Also, the relief and rescue operations can now be expedited as the skies in the valley are clear as we speak. Till now, over 76,500 people have been rescued so far in the state, and the personnel of the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force and the National Disaster Relief Force are working round the clock relentlessly to evacuate lakhs of thousands of people who are still trapped in the flood-ravaged areas. The full extent of the fury of the floods in the valley has in fact started now to become more apparent. Every day we try and bring you stories of our heroes who are battling the deluge to save lives. One such hero is Wing Commander Abhijit S. Bali. Posted in Nagpur, the Wing Commander through the media got news of his locality Jawahar Nagar submerging underwater in Srinagar. He tried to reach out to his parents, but Bali managed to connect with them only for a few seconds. His father alerted him about the situation. That's when he rushed to Srinagar, not only saving the lives of his family members but also many others. Here's that heartwarming story of a man in uniform, a son and a good Samaritan.
All around us are civilians, many of whom belong to the city, to the state, many do not. But with me is a person in uniform who belongs to this place and yet wasn't here when it all happened, but came here and is now being an asset to the Indian Air Force. Wing Commander Bali, thank you for the time. Tell me, how did you realize that you and your family were also suddenly among the many victims out here?
See, initially when the rain started and the water level went up, we did not realize it's going to be such a big devastation. So we were normal about it, but when the communication broke down, then the apprehension started going up.
Which area, sir, of the Srinagar city is your family in, sir?
My family is from Jawahar Nagar, one of the most severely affected areas. So once we came to know the water level is rising, but the communication was lost. So I tried to call up home. Then I got a message that houses have started going down and water level has gone past 10 feet. I was really worried, but still there was no communication. I tried a lot, and just by God's grace, I got a few seconds call from my father, who told me that our house is destroyed and most probably he will not survive. So that prompted me to start my very long journey over here. I flew in from Nagpur to this place, and finally from Delhi, when I landed here, I took a helicopter, went to my house. I saw that my house was actually completely destroyed.
Your house in which you grew up and the house you knew as your home doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. It's totally ruined. And there was about 20 feet of water. And thereafter, so since now I wanted to see my parents in any form, alive or dead. So I got myself down on a cable and I went down and I couldn't see them. But then the neighbors pointed out to adjacent building where they were. And there were also other people trapped over there. So with the helicopter, I went over there. I forced my way into the building by swinging on the cable and breaking open a window, getting inside. I gave supplies. I found all of them okay, but a little shaken up. I gave them food, water. I reassured them and told them that help is on the way. So there were a lot of ladies over there. There were a couple of old gentlemen who were in a bad way. So thereafter I got a boat, got everybody evacuated. Once they were in safety, now my aim was to come over here and tell the authorities what is the extent of the damage over there. So towards that end, I started a 25 kilometer long trek. I was running, I was swimming, almost till I came to the Air Force station. In the last part, thankfully, the army helped me to reach this place where I told the authorities the extent of this devastation. Thereafter, we started sorties and we were able to pull a lot of people out. And once my own family was safe, then the realization came to me that my near and dear ones, my neighbors, my relatives are still stuck here. So I decided that I'm going to be here for as long as it takes to do as much as I can.
The narrative in reporting this tragedy till now has been that the men in uniform are the saviors of those not wearing it. However, as is evident from the story of Wing Commander Bali, a local from Srinagar who, like several other people, heard the story and the tragedy about his family on television, only goes to tell us that in this tragedy, the magnitude and the scale of which is such that there are simply no saviors. With camera person Parvinder Sharma in Srinagar, Jugal Purohit reporting.